The Arctic is silent, the air is so cold it stings the skin. On a drifting sheet of ice, dozens of walruses rest side by side, each one weighing close to a ton. Their tusks rise like curved spears, sharp and heavy. Any sudden movement could turn the calm into chaos. Why would hunters risk stepping into this scene facing animals strong enough to crush a boat? The answer lies in survival and tradition, and in a way of life shaped by the frozen sea. Under the Arctic sky, life depends on what the ice and sea provide. Walruses gather on drifting ice sheets and along deserted shores, their massive bodies reaching nearly 2,000 pounds. Their hides hold thick layers of blubber, sometimes 6 inches deep, built for survival in the freezing water. For the indigenous hunters of this region, these animals are more than prey. They are a resource that has sustained families for centuries. Every part of the walrus has a purpose. Meat is divided and stored for the long winter when the ocean locks in ice. Blubber is boiled into oil for light and warmth. The hide is cut into strips for boots, ropes, and coverings. Tusks and bones are shaped into tools and weapons. Nothing is wasted. The hunt is not only about food, it is tied to tradition, to identity, and to the struggle of living in one of the harshest places on Earth. And from this balance of need and respect, the story of each hunt moves forward. If you believe traditions like this should be remembered, type yes in the comments. Preparation for the hunt starts with the boats. Hunters rely on small wooden skiffs or motorized canoes, usually no longer than 20 feet. These vessels are light enough to move between drifting ice, but they offer little protection if the sea turns rough. The hunters know the risks, yet they have used the same methods for generations. Their weapons are practical. Rifles provide the first shot, while heavy spears and harpoons with strong ropes ensure the animal does not escape into the water. The ropes must hold against the weight of a walrus that can exceed 2,000 pounds. Choosing the right target is also critical. Experienced hunters look for large adult males with thick layers of blubber that will yield enough food and fuel for the village. The dangers are constant. Ice may crack underfoot. Sudden waves can flood a boat. Weather can change within minutes. With everything in place, the hunters push forward, knowing the hardest part still lies ahead. A shot rings out across the ice. The walrus jolts, then thrashes its weight, shaking the surface beneath it. Hunters move quickly, driving a harpoon in and tightening the rope. The animal pulls hard toward the water, and the men lean back to hold it. The struggle is direct and dangerous. A walrus of more than 2,000 pounds can drag a boat under or break free in seconds. Hands grip the line, feet press into the ice, and every movement carries risk. Slowly, the fight drains from the animal. Blood stains the snow and its strength fades. At last it falls still, and the hunters can breathe again. The moment is brief. The next task, cutting and dividing the body, must begin without delay. The butchering begins almost immediately after the animal falls. Knives are drawn, long blades, sharp enough to cut through several inches of hide. The skin is thick, sometimes more than 2 inches, and it is peeled away in heavy sheets. These sections are saved to make boots covers or even pieces of small boats. Nothing is discarded. Beneath the hide lies the blubber, a white layer that can reach 6 inches deep. Hunters cut it into blocks weighing more than 50 pounds each. Some of this fat will be boiled into oil for lamps, the only light during months of winter darkness. Other portions are stored as food, a vital reserve when storms close the sea and no hunting is possible. The meat comes next. Dark red and heavy with muscle, each side of the walrus provides hundreds of pounds. Families eat some fresh while most is dried or packed into natural cold storage dug beneath snow and ice. This supply can last for weeks, sometimes months when survival depends on it. The tusks are removed with care. Each one can measure over 3 feet, weighing more than 10 pounds. They are carved into tools, weapons, or jewelry items valued both for use and for trade. Large bones are collected as well, shaped into frames for shelters or crafted into simple household tools. Even the sinew has purpose, dried and twisted into ropes or bowstrings, strong enough to endure heavy strain. Every cut follows a rule passed down for generations: waste nothing. The hunt is not only about taking life from the sea, but also about giving back through respect. From hide to bone, every part is used, and with each step, the line between survival and tradition becomes clear. The work is harsh, but it ensures the community will endure. Once the animal is cut apart, the work of storing and dividing begins. Hunters dig deep pits in the ice, sometimes more than 6 feet across, and line them with stones. Blocks of meat and blubber are stacked inside, then sealed under heavy snow. In these frozen vaults, food can last for months without spoiling. Not all of it goes underground. Some cuts are salted, packed tightly into wooden containers. Others are sliced into strips and hung to dry in the sharp Arctic wind. Women and children take part, cutting smaller pieces, arranging them in baskets, and carrying them back to the village. The final step is distribution. Every family receives a share, from the dark red meat to the heavy blocks of fat. Nothing is kept by one alone. The hunt is dangerous, but the reward is shared. And with the division complete, the community knows it can endure the long winter ahead. After the hunt, a ritual of thanks takes place. The community gathers, offering words and songs to honor the animal and the sea. Oil lamps made from blubber cast a steady yellow light, their smoke carrying the smell of burned fat. Families sit close, listening as elders tell stories of past hunts while children memorize each detail. The room fills with songs, drums, and the rhythm of voices binding generations together. Walrus hunting is more than survival. It is a symbol of unity, of respect for the ocean, and of the balance between taking and giving. This moment of gathering reminds them that every life taken carries responsibility. From here, tradition flows into the hands of the next generation. Teaching the next generation is as important as the hunt itself. Elders stand beside the young, showing them how to stay balanced on a moving boat, how to grip a knife, and how to cut through skin that can be more than 2 inches thick. Each lesson is direct shaped by years of survival on the ice. Fairness is also taught. Every catch must be divided so that all families have enough a rule older than memory. Around fires and under the glow of oil lamps, stories are told again and again. Songs carry the rhythm of the sea, keeping alive the memory of past hunts. These moments pass on more than skill. They preserve identity, linking the young to their ancestors and reminding them of their duty to the community. In a land where survival depends on knowledge, tradition itself becomes a tool as vital as any rope or spear. In the end, walrus hunting stands as more than a way to gather food. It is survival culture and heritage bound together on the ice. Each hunt secures meat and oil, but it also carries the weight of tradition and the duty to share. The knowledge passed from elders to children ensures that every step from the first cut to the final meal remains part of a larger story. This way of life raises a question for today. In a modern world of abundance, can people still show the same respect for nature that Arctic hunters do? The balance between survival and gratitude is fragile, yet it has kept communities alive for centuries. If this journey has made you think, share your thoughts below. Leave a comment, join the conversation, and subscribe for more stories from the sea.